One Kickass Bitch, episode number 3. This is Ken. I'm here with my partner,
Amber.
And this week, we're doing... They go by the Valiant Women of Potosí.
Ooh.
How about that? It's two Kickass Bitches.
Ken, that's not in our name.
I know, it's one Kickass Bitch is our name, but this all started off as one Kickass Bitch, and then it kind of morphed into two Kickass Bitches.
I'll allow it.
Okay. To find any more episodes or learn more stuff, go to realultimategeeks.com, and you can find my other podcasts, the Leonard Joe Speaks podcast and the Real Booze podcast, both of which you can also find, including this one on iTunes, Stitcher. I'm trying to get on Google Play, but it's all the fucking hosting shit I do is Google. And then when I go to get on Google Play, they're like, nah. And I'm
Jump
like,
through 78 hoops.
What the fuck? They're like, oh, you have to do X, Y, and Z and do something that I don't have to do with any other fucking hosting site. And they're like, nah. So I emailed them like, hey, dicks, you're Google. I do this, that's Google. I do this, that's Google. I do this, that's Google. And everybody else likes it, but you fucking don't like it. I use 3 Google products. I just want to use this 4th Google product that you think would just integrate with the other ones. You know what? I'll deal with it later. It's behind the scenes shit, Amber.
Yeah, this is an unrelated tangent. Sorry, guys.
Oh, God. We get angry.
And you didn't want to edit.
I'm not going to. I'm not fucking editing this episode. The first episode I did a shitload of editing on. The last one I did editing on. I edited a lot of shit out of the last one because we went off
on a lot of random tangents.
There were things flying out of our mouths and we looked at each other and went, that might piss people off. We should not record that. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
To learn about Lezama de Urinza. How's that for
I'm ready.
How's that for a fucking name?
That's a mouthful.
This is part 1. In the DC universe, there's Superman's hometown of Metropolis, which is regarded as being New York City in the real world. Batman lives in Gotham. Some say it's supposed to be Philadelphia. Others say it's Metropolis at night. It's full of crime, robbers, murderers, mobsters, and everything in between, just like Philadelphia. In the real world...
Is it full of cheesesteaks like Philadelphia?
I don't know if Gotham is full of cheesesteaks. That's something... You have to ask the Riddler that one. Or perhaps the Joker.
Riddle me that.
Riddle me that.
Oh, guys, I'm full of bad jokes always.
Oh,
You'll learn this.
What was your about the one you told me earlier?
Did you hear about the circus fire?
No.
It was intense. I got Ken really good with that one.
I like really bad jokes. In the real world, there once was a place very much like Gotham. A place called Potosí. It's in modern-day Bolivia, but in the 1600s, it was an extension of Peru, the viceroy of Peru, a land called Alto Peru. Silver was discovered there. There was so much money that the theory is that the mint mark of Potosí, which is the letters P, T, S, I, all written on top of each other, is the origin of the dollar sign.
Wow.
How about that? This city attracted a vast array of characters. Spanish robber barons, enslaved native people, legitimate miners, and every opportunistic criminal from across the lands. The miners would blow their money on booze, broads, and betting. They were easy prey for robbers, from muggings and murder to bank heists and swindlers. It was such a dangerous place, town officials would wear chainmail under their shirts, and many people wore multiple leather jackets as protection from slashing blades. Because guns weren't much of an issue back then. They were all the musket variety. So, bang. Hold on a second. Let me reload. Pack it. No, wait. Just don't move.
A minute.
Yeah.
So everybody just wanted to knife you.
Yeah. Pretty much that was the thing. That was the deal. Sword play and everything was it. So, and also there was a harsh difference in social classes with little to no middle ground. Either you were mega rich or mega poor. The massive city had a population larger than London and was home to 14 dancing schools, 36 gambling halls, countless bars and brothels, a Catholic cathedral, a theater, and a bullfighting ring.
Nice. Sounds like a poppin' place.
It sounds like the Wild West.
Yeah.
But it's 1600s
In
South America.
South America, yeah.
So that sets the stage. That's part one.
So is the Wild South.
The Wild South. The Wild Southwest, the Wild South.
Wild South.
You know, if you were in New York and you went straight south, you would be west of South America. Believe it or not. Because I had somebody tell me that, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. So I looked at a globe, which is the fake version of the Earth, because we all know it's flat. How in the fuck can you believe the Earth is flat? Seriously.
I was about to strangle you, because for a second I was like, is Ken a fucking flat earther?
Dude,
what have I gotten myself into?
I think somebody did that as a troll, and he convinced a bunch of people who are idiots that, and by the way, hey, if you believe the Earth is flat, then
you should probably not listen to it.
And cars are made of Nerf. Go play in traffic; they won't hurt you.
Seriously though, no flat earthers here.
That's crazy.
Go home.
Go away. There was a Doonesbury comic one time where this guy comes in to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "Okay, do you believe in evolution?" And the guy goes, "What?" And the guy goes, "What are you the doctor's like, "Are you a creationist?" And the patient's like, "Well, what difference does that make?" And the doctor goes, "Well, you have tuberculosis. And if you don't believe in evolution, we'll have to treat you the way they would treat it back in the 1800s, which doesn't work anymore because the disease has evolved into something different. Now, if you do believe in evolution, I'll use modern day techniques to treat you." And you know, evolution on people, the forearm, there's a muscle called the palmaris longus. It hooks up to your palmar aponeurosis. It's being phased out. 25% of the population doesn't have it.
I don't have wisdom teeth.
No kidding. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep. I know. A product of evolution.
There you go. There's a muscle in your leg too, but I can't remember what that is.
Anyways.
Yes.
Back to Peru.
Let's get on to part 2 of
Bolivia.
Peru.
Also Peru.
This all started because I said if you get in New York and you go straight south, you'll end up in the ocean west of Chile. So anyway, part 2. The streets of this wild Peruvian Westworld-like town were home to an orphaned girl named Ana Lezama de Urinza. Surviving by her wits, not much is known about the girl's background, but what we do know is she befriended a girl named Eustaquia de Sonza. Unlike Ana, who, for all we knew, lived on the streets or an orphanage or both, Eustaquia was, which I had to look this word up, the way she spells her name, I'm like, I don't understand this. So I did the whole Google thing and put her name in there and went, oh, it's Eustaquia, I think, yeah, Eustaquia, something like that. Anyway, Eustaquia was from a well-to-do family. She lived in a villa on the hill overlooking the city, which if you look at the city, there's pictures of it online. And there's like a fucking big, huge, like, mountain thing. The elevation of the city is like 13,000 feet. I would die there. I went to northern Arizona like 2 weeks ago, and it was
Couldn't
like,
breathe.
Dude, it was 5,000. Yeah, it was like 5,000 feet. We went to Meteor Crater. We're walking around there, and I'm just like, I would go to Denver all the time for my one job, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night like gasping for air.
Good grief.
Yeah, I'm from Chicago, man. I'm from fucking where it's all low. How Eustaquia and Ana became friends, nobody really knows, but we do know that Eustaquia's father, Don de Sonza, adopted Ana when she was 12. They used to hang out all the time, so she was like, hey, your friend doesn't know where to stay. I'll adopt her, bring her on up here.
What a nice guy.
And he was a really good guy. Now, the girls were raised as sisters in the de Souza estate, learning all the good things proper rich girls were supposed to learn, like sewing and be proper and host parties and cook and all that crap. But when the sewing lessons were over, they would go see what Eustaquia's brother was up to. And what he was up to was learning how to sword fight. You can almost see where this is going.
Yes, yes.
So part 3. One day, the brother died. No idea how. But the guy who used to teach him all the sword fighting, the sword master, was on the family payroll. So the dad, Don, told the sword master, what the hell? You're here anyway. Go teach the girls how to use 4-foot knives. And when he wasn't showing the now 13-year-old girls how to sword fight, he taught them horseback riding, musket shooting, and any other skill one would need to live in 1600s Peruvian Gotham City.
Yeah, if they're in a dangerous area, knowing how to use a sword and handle themselves isn't a bad thing.
No, not at all. It's like, you're here, you may as well learn how to kick a little bit of ass.
Yeah.
But the girls were sheltered. Don wouldn't let them out of the fucking villa. You're staying here, you're not going out. Because the place was seriously fucking dangerous. But after a few years of learning how to be proper ass-kicking Spanish ladies, they were itching to put what they'd learned to the test. Because after a while, they were like, yeah, okay, Dad, we'll stay here.
Yeah, like, it's really fucking cool to sword fight each other in the villa, but we want to go see what this town's all about.
Because the town is fucking crazy. Part 4. This is a quick one, by the way. I'm starting to realize I couldn't find a lot on them. There was, like, the main story I read about them years ago was on Badass of the Week, which is a fucking awesome website. And I remember reading about them in Badass of the Week, and I was like, I've been wanting to do a deep dive on them. Everywhere I fucking looked, there's like nothing. There's like, there are legends in Peru, or legends in Bolivia, or legends in Potosí.
Like concrete sources.
But nothing, everywhere I'm reading is like, I found a lot of books that reference them, and I started reading sections of those books. There's
Nothing
like,
really.
check shit.
So if you guys listening find any cool sources to get more information on these ladies, maybe email us or slide into our DMs on the various social media that we will give you direct messages.
Oh, okay.
We'll let you know how to get a hold of us at the end of this episode, and you can let us know anything you may know about these two.
I have to ask these questions because on Saturday I turned 45 and you're 30.
Yep.
So I don't understand a lot of these terminology you fucking little whippersnappers use.
Yeah, there's like
days.
a high school freshman of an age difference between us.
Holy shit, there is. Holy shit. So you were born in 88?
87.
I have another friend of mine who was born in 88. So her gamer tag should always have 88 at the end of her name. And I'm like, you fucking white power? She's like, what are you talking about? I go, 88. What's that? I go, the 8th letter of the alphabet's the letter H. So you put 88 at the end, it means HH. Heil Hitler.
Ugh.
She's like, oh. I go, you better fucking watch putting an 88. But that was the year I was born. It doesn't make a difference. It's a fucking white power thing.
Yeah.
So fuck those guys.
Yep.
So I think she stopped doing that. Here, that should just put HH there. I don't know. Then there's H.H. Holmes.
Who is a fascinating serial killer.
I was 12 years old and I read an article about him in the Chicago Tribune on it was a Sunday supplement. There was like a magazine that came with the Tribune, and there was like a little article in there about America's first serial killer. And I cut it out and used to hang it. I had it on my wall for years. And then we moved to this fucking godforsaken hellhole. I hate it here. We're in Phoenix.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I love it here.
The weather is good. People can be dicks. But not everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a Mormon was until I moved out here.
Wow.
Yeah, no idea. I met somebody who just moved down here from Chicago a couple years ago, and we were talking, and they were like, how do you like it? They're like, weather's good, people are assholes. I go, yeah. I go, did you know what a Mormon was before you came out here? Like, I had no fucking idea. I was like, yeah, neither did I. I go, and I came out here 20 years before you did.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy. And if you don't know what a Mormon is while listening to this, Google it and wear your magic underwear. Yeah. Part 4 of our story. After it was bedtime, they dress up like men and sneak out into the city. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming. Once there, they would go bar hopping, get in brawls, dance with women, play cards, go to bullfights, and anything else you can think of that would happen in the Wild West. On more than one occasion, they ended up getting into sword fights, sometimes against more than one guy. Wow. And this part is from Badass of the Week. This is the little blurb I read about them. In one of their more famous battles, there are multiple battles. Again, I can't find record of any of them, but I found record of this one. In fact, every site that I find always talks about this fight. And this is the one that Badass of the Week did it the best. And one of their more famous battles, the two women were up against 4 banditos, who I assume had evil curly mustaches, each of them circling the women in an alley with their blades drawn. The two women, fighting back to back, lunged out at their foes, fighting like demons and battling on, despite receiving multiple bloody stab wounds. At one point, Anna was cracked in the jaw with a sword hilt and lost consciousness, hitting the cobblestone street hard. Esquinta went full blood rage, taking on 4 men herself to protect her wounded companion. And after deflecting quite a few attacks, she was relieved to see Anna finally stagger back up to her feet, her eyes burning for vengeance. Anna lunged at the man who had wounded her, shouting vile obscenities about his parentage and his station in life. And then and then slash that douche.
Your mother's a whore.
Yeah. And your father smells of elderberries. And then slashed that douchebag so hard it nearly severed his hand clean off. He dropped his blade and ran for it like a jackass. And his friends followed suit because they knew they had no fucking chance anymore because they only outnumbered the women 3-2. After the fighting ended, the lovers took off their armor to examine their wounds and found that Anna had been slashed twice, both wounds being fairly serious. And Esquinta had 3 cuts, including 1 large one across her back. But hey, all badasses need a few badass scars, and a few cutlass slashes received while outnumbered 2-1 in a back alley street duel certainly qualifies for that. As Bruce Wayne will in the future, the girls realized they needed a more structured way to use their skills and stop fighting random dudes. They became vigilantes.
Excellent. So they were lovers, I heard you say?
Yeah, that's one thing I guess I didn't put in here. Yeah, that's basically what happened is they were kind of, since they started living together, they just kind of things started happening apparently. And yeah, that was Badass of the Week gets into it more than I do.
Okay.
Really Badass of the Week does. Other sites kind of sort of mention it, but not really. Badass of the Week is like, oh no, these two were totally into each other.
Nice.
Yeah. So, part 5. The girls spent the next 5 years living one adventure after the next, and not giving a fuck that people knew they were kick-ass bitches. They became known as the Valiant Ladies of Potosí. They stopped dressing up like men, basically.
Okay,
They just took the hats off, let the hair down,
nice.
and just went for it.
Esquinta, that's
The rich one.
Yeah, so I guess her dad eventually was like, all right, well...
And, well, that's it, because the father eventually dies, but that doesn't happen for a little bit yet. And that's the only thing I can figure is they took off for 5 years and just went traveling. But when they went traveling, they were just drinking and fighting, and they were fighting bulls. And the accounts I've read, they would fight bulls from horseback.
Wow.
So I don't know how you can do that, but apparently you can be a bullfighter while riding a horse.
I don't know a lot about bullfighting because I think it's fucked up, so I don't know how it works. I have never, any depiction I've seen, it's not on horseback, so...
Well, it's usually the guy standing there going, ole, ole, with the red cape, and when bulls see red, they go mad crazy. At least that's what I was taught when I was a child. Whether or not that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll Google later about, like, horseback bullfighting
there's bulls and within a 5-mile radius here. Just put on a red shirt.
Oh, no, I meant about, like, the horseback bullfighting part of it. I don't know if that's, like, a thing that actually, I
know. I would imagine it is. People get, whenever I want to kill that animal, but you know what? I want to do it in a strange way. Like, I want to go shark hunting. Oh, no, wait. I want to ride the back of a dolphin while hunting a shark. Probably happens somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen people ride sharks. Like, people go free swimming with great whites. Yeah. And they'll grab their fucking dorsal fin.
Why?
And go take off with them. I don't know. Why not?
I mean, I guess.
Because then the shark's all like, get off me. Get off me. It's all like shaking his head left and right because the sharks don't have hands and they can't like swipe you off. It's kind of funny. So anyway, they became known as the Valiant Ladies of Potosí. Ass-kicking, fighting bulls from horseback, and inspiring Batman, Zorro, James Bond, Indiana Jones, Errol Flynn, John McClane, Martin Riggs, and every fucking ass-kicker to follow. They were the originals who to this day are still local legends. Apparently, if you go down there, boom. And then, hey, how long are we into this? Oh, it's only 20 minutes. It's going to be a short one because we're at part 6 already.
Wow.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot here. I couldn't find a lot on them. Eventually, the father died and left the entire estate to the girls. they had to settle down and run the place, but would still go out and raise hell from time to time. Not long after, while fighting a bull, Anna was severely gored. She killed the bull, but also lost her life. 4 months later, Esquinta died from a broken heart.
Aww.
It's a sad ending.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, like, maybe you shouldn't kill bulls for fun and you won't get killed by them. But it's sad that her lady died of a broken heart.
Yeah, that's what they said. And everywhere I've read was like...
I mean, I totally believe that's a thing, so...
It is. Well, look at when Carrie Fisher died. Her mom died like a week later. Same thing.
Johnny Cash in June.
Oh, really? June died and then Johnny died? There you go. It happens.
Yep.
So, that was Esquinta and them. And it's, you know, and I have a thing on here about... It's funny, I used to fucking bowl with this guy. And, you know, me and the bowling guys were all... shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits. We say all 7 words, no problem. And this guy would be like, hey, watch your mouths, there's ladies here. And I'm always like, you masochistic fucking ass. Oh, women are too sensitive and can't hear these harsh words.
Misogynistic?
Misogynistic, is that the word?
Yeah.
I can't remember the damn word. You know what I mean.
Masochistic.
Masochistic, misogynistic. Hit me because I said it wrong. Ouch.
I said it wrong on purpose so you would hit me.
But I fucking hate that. You know, it's like, that's half the reason I'm doing this fucking podcast. Because, you know, these assholes are all like, oh, women are delicate ears. It's like, I just told you a story
But then they have no problem when you walk by and they're like, hey, nice ass. And then if you're like, hey man, don't do that, fucking bitch. But then when they want to like, protect your honor, they'll be like, don't say cunt around her.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Have you run into those fuckers? They call themselves the White Knights. They, you know, oh, there you are, rolling your eyes. I got into it with a bunch of them a few years ago. I used to go to this geek party.
Milady ass motherfuckers.
Dude. Oh my God. I've been kicked out of nerd groups online because I tell people, I go, fucking, oh, I'm online and people are yelling at me. I go, well, fucking fight back. You know, if you play online video games and you're a girl, okay, personally, I play online video games with girls, but I do it on the PC, and guess what? There's no shit. Generally speaking, everybody's cool. If you can fucking shoot, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Play. A friend of mine was over at my place with her Xbox playing, and she's talking, and she was like, here.
Console gamers are the worst.
And console, she's playing,
they
yeah.
are freaking dickheads. Oh my God.
But she would yell right the fuck back at them. So I'm on a forum and people are all complaining about it. I go, you know what I hate these fucking women who sit there and go, oh, I'm just as tough as anybody else. I can take it. And in a minute it gets rough. They're, oh, they're picking on me. Help, help, help.
Please defend me.
Please help me. And then these fucking jackasses.
Yes, milady.
Ooh, I'll be able to stand up and take care of it. It's like, no, fuck you. She could fucking handle it herself. Oh, by the way, here's a story of 2 women who would purposely look for fucking fights 400 years ago and had no problem doing it. That's why I fucking like this shit. That's why I love telling these stories of going, you know what, if some guys fucking stand up and go, I'll protect your honor, you can go, you know what, asshole?
I'll protect my own.
I can do it
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. And then kick him in the fucking nuts. Yeah. And when he's bent over going, oh, punch him as hard as you can in the face.
Because then if he does defend you and then you're not like, oh, my hero, like, let me give you my phone number and date you, then he's going to say worse things to you than the person who he was defending you from in the first place.
Yeah. It's a fucking trip power play fucking trip bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's why this podcast is happening.
So, miladies, this podcast is not for you. I mean, not like saying milady to women. I mean, like the guys who we refer to as miladies.
Yeah, those fucking cocksuckers who are, I'll stand up for your honor. Really? Esquinta and Anna didn't seem to fucking need your fucking. In fact, they would probably do a better job at kicking ass than you would, dicks. Mm-hmm. I'm all preachy this episode.
You know, it's all right.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
I have your permission. Gee,
you do.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Fuck you. What games are you playing these days? Anything?
Nothing right now.
Nothing right now?
No, not really.
You're missing out. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think I'm done. Do you have anything to say?
Not really. That was a really interesting story. I am going to try to find more. Maybe I'll get into like a deep Google hole and see if...
Are you ready for next week? Have you got your next week picked out yet?
I think so. I'm tossing around a couple different names and seeing who I can find more on. And I won't be having a procedure 2 days before we record, so I'll actually be.
You can say it was a nose job. You can say it was a nose job.
I wish. It was not an elective procedure. Oh, my dog just farted, guys. It smells really bad.
Awesome. That wasn't me.
Ken's gonna catch a whiff of it.
See, for Real Booze, I have to do Real Booze this weekend. And I haven't done any studying. We're doing Batman from 1989.
That's so fun.
And today's Wednesday, so I've got Thursday, Friday, and then like Saturday, probably like 4 o'clock we're recording. So I've got like 2 days.
But I mean,
to edit this, which I might not. I don't know. And then
we did go off on a lot of random tangents.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Some people like hearing. I like listening to podcasts when they go off on random tangents.
Forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, yes. So it's not like you haven't seen Batman probably a million times.
I saw it opening day when I was 16 years old.
How much studying do you really need to do?
I need to find out who Bob the Goon is, what the actor was. I need to do shit like that, like who they had originally cast, who, if we were filming the movie these days, who I would cast, what theme song I would do, how I would just, there's, believe it or not, me and my buddy Jay, now we're going to be having my buddy Luncho in on it. So there's going to be 3 of us, kind of like, yeah, well, I found out about this. Yeah, well, I found out about this. Bullshit. Your socks are awesome, by the way. They are stormtroopers. They're fucking amazing.
Thank you. They are David's, but I borrowed them because I like his socks more than mine.
Those are good socks. Mine have Vader on them. Well, not these pair, but I have a pair with Vader.
We like Star Wars in this home. Our little ice bucket up there.
Our 2D2 ice bucket. My license plate says Vader.
I just realized I gestured toward the ice bucket as if anybody but you would know what I was.
Yeah, like a fucking Price is Right model. Anyway, so that was
Kickass Bitch.
Episode 3 of One Kickass Bitch. Thank you very much for listening. Rate, review, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, and social media. All right, we don't have an Instagram or a Twitter yet, but hopefully by the time you hear this, we will. It will be One Kickass Bitch, just like in the podcast. Just like it is on iTunes.
Well, it's like our email address is ONE kickassb instead of 1. They won't let me use 1.
Yep.
Fuckers. Okay. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yep.